I have something for you. If you feel like you're losing momentum, if you feel like you're about to get stuck, if you feel like there has to be more, if you feel like I need another plan, this is where you need to be on today, because we're going to be moving from functioning to flourishing. Hello, great people. It's me, Shakita Valentine, and my life purpose is to enlighten, encourage, and empower. I am so glad that you are here with me on today. If this is your first time visiting, welcome, welcome. If this is your return visit, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, are you ready? Are you really ready? I know it's like the third month of the year and you have been working on your goals, your resolutions, your everythings. And this is the season, I'm gonna be honest with you, where people begin to lose the momentum. So what we're looking at momentum March. We are going to move into a place where we are not going to lose our momentum for the things that we desire to do the most, or what God has called us to do. Are you ready? Let's rock. To move from functioning to flourishing. Now, I know you all are kind of aware what functioning is. Functioning is a good place. I'm not saying that it's a bad place. Functioning is a good place. That means you're serving a purpose. That means that there's a place for you. That means that that there's some progression. Functioning means that it's working. However, you probably want to get to a place where you're flourishing, where you're developing, where you want to be higher than where you are, where you want to be growing wherever you're functioning. And that's called flourishing. I have to be obedient to my spirit man. This week, it's going to be one core principle. There's something that came out of prayer. There's something that came out of reading the word that said, this is what people struggle with. This is what they need to overcome. This is what we need to address. So we're going into Nehemiah chapter 1. And in Nehemiah chapter 1, verses 4 through 11 really speaks to what we're talking about today. I'm not going to read it. I'm going to reference it here on the screen somewhere, and I'm going to talk about this simple principle. Now, Nehemiah received some information that had him in a perplexed place, and he felt stuck. He felt stagnant. He felt like he could not do anything. And the first thing that Nehemiah did in this place of stagnation, or this perplexed place, is that he began to pray. Nehemiah, is going to teach us this principle. He began to pray and fast. And he had a pretty extensive prayer from verses 4 through 11. And what I struggle with the most is trying to convey the difference between what he did in private and what we do in secret. So I know people that be like, well, I'm a private person. I'm very private. I'm very private. However you want to deliver, you're very private. I am sensing that it's not what you do in private. It's what you're doing in secret. There's a difference between something in private and something in secret. Something in private is privy to the public. That means that maybe it's an organization that have private members. It is a private bathroom, but somebody has access to it. There's a difference when you're operating in secrecy. And I think people are getting privacy and secrecy mixed up. That is why you're only functioning, because you are operating in secrecy when you think you're operating in privacy. It's different. It's totally different. And so I want to clarify that misinterpretation of what people are walking around thinking, I have a private life, but in essence, you're doing things in secret. What you do in private gives you permission in public places. What you do in secret shuts you out from public places. Okay? So we are now looking at your secrets. They're not private, they're secrets. The Bible says in Luke 8:17, you might have heard it. What you do in the dark comes to light. It's a cliche, I would say. However, it's a biblical reference. And to paraphrase that particular Luke 8:17, it says, Nothing is in secret. All of it is brought to light. Notice there's a difference between secrecy and privacy. But we want to follow the principles of Nehemiah. And Nehemiah, he went into a private state. And Nehemiah 1 and 2 explains to us how he went into a private state and not a secret state. And as much as I want to divulge the 3 principles, I really want you to spend some time looking at the differences of what's going on in your life privately and what's going on in your life secretly. Those 2 variances is what's hindering you from flourishing. The one thing that gets me revved up about this, I sit and I listen to people talk about what they're doing publicly, but they never discuss what they're doing secretly / privately, which may be interpreted to you as private, but really is a secret, is now hindering you from flourishing. So you need to take it from a secret place to a private place so you can be out in public places. Listen, people, that's the principle for this week. Keep this in mind. When you're operating in secrecy, you think no one sees you. But as long as you keep operating in secrecy, no one will see you. You are prohibiting your places. You're prohibiting yourself from going into public places. Like I said, private practices give permission to public places. Private practices give permission to public places. Move from secrecy to privacy, and there's a difference. I love you. I can't wait to see you next week. I am uber excited about the 3 practices of privacy. I really, really am. I can't wait to give those to you. I really believe that's what's going to really catapult you from functioning to flourishing. I love you with the love of Christ. I will see you next week. If this has been a blessing for you, if you heard anything that radiated with your heart, mind, and spirit, I pray that you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, or share this video with someone who you think might need it. It is a matter of helping each other become better as we naturally live a spiritual life. God bless you. Bye-bye.